Thank you, Glenn, and thank you, Will, for this wonderful project. The poem itself was written in Iceland this summer. I was visiting with my daughter, and so I was actually on the westernmost edge of the North Atlantic in Iceland as opposed to the westernmost edge of the North Pacific, but the thoughts were crossing over. And where we were is just below the Arctic Circle, a very remote area. We were hanging around that day, that beautiful summer day, with a bunch of puffins that were nested into the cliff. And it was amazing to be there with my daughter and have her appreciate it. And both of us just looking out at how beautiful and precarious our oceans are at this time. And our need to be accountable in protecting this brilliant resource.
So I'd also like to thank Sue for a very rich poem to work with. When I received the poem from her in the summer, I carried it around in my pocket for quite a while, digesting words. I'm a conservation biologist, and so many of the images struck very close to home. I then began writing the vocal line, and that was a long unfoldment, I'd say. The different lines would come out, I'd rewrite them. I had a reaction that was different to each verse, and I think in the final piece you'll hear that the different verses have a different color, a different quality to them. And then as I was coming close to finishing it, I wanted to strip it down to kind of a very bare, relatively, not bare, but a very spare piece to bring out that sort of anguish isn't quite the word, but that knowledge, that deep understanding of our role in changing the fundamental or a fundamental ecosystem on our planet, and what an immense thing that is for it and for us to do.
So small waves, when you look at them, you could think about something that's approaching in repetition and doesn't look like much and could be cumulative. You could also think, in our situation here, of wave movement after the tsunami from Japan and all of the things that have come over. But the actual thought behind small waves related to the first recordings of gravitational waves through LIGO, and the fact that these gravitational waves are the product of when black holes collide and contain a wealth of information about the beginning of our universe. The whole small waves was looking, for me, part of that inspiration was looking underneath how awestruck I was by those gravitational waves being able to be recorded, and just how does that information translate into how we should take care of the Earth and each other.